good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Karagi, to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Daga. This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Hey, we have our friend Ruth Buffalo, CEO of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center here, and we always like to have her check in and tell us what's happening here with the Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center and just have a nice little discussion. Welcome, Ruth.
Hi, Dosha. Hello, and Madzagidad. Thanks for having me.
Hey, good to see you and good to hear you. Hey, last Tuesday we spent some time with some coworkers, Angela and Cheyenne, and talked a little bit about Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Do you want to add anything to our conversation as we wrap up October?
Yes, the month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and MIWRC and IHB Indian Health Board are collaborating on a awareness event, and that'll take place tomorrow at MIWRC in the community room from 3:30 to 5:30. There will be community resource booths. There will be, I believe, wild rice, soup, and fry bread, and there will also be free T-shirts. So we just want to encourage everybody to come together and continue to support one another.
That's awesome, and I'll just give you a quick extra large is my size, just to remind you. Oh,
okay, got it. Yep, and they're going to be long sleeve black tees as well, and a beautiful design created by Cheyenne Hinsley, who was on the show last week.
Wow, awesome.
Yes.
Hey, we haven't been able to talk to you about this, but as you probably know, President Biden finally gave an apology for the U.S.'s part on the boarding school era. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought it was a good move for sure. I know I've been hearing so many different mixed reviews on it, including, within my immediate circle of sister friends, so yeah, I think it was a good move. I currently am the board president for the National Native American Boarding School Healing Coalition, and got sick last week, but kind of nursed myself enough to be able to make the flight down there. And mid-flight actually is when we saw the news articles come out about the apology, because we knew that it was going to be some sort of presidential convening in Arizona regarding federal Indian boarding schools, but we didn't know to what extent, because a lot of the information was kind of relayed, in the final hour in terms of like instructions to the event and things like that. But so I know it had been rescheduled a few times due to like natural disasters in Arizona with fires and things. But yes, I think it's a good move. Definitely agree that it needs to be backed with action. A few of the interviews I did included, the call for freeing our elder, Leonard Peltier, but that didn't make the cut for those particular interviews. So.
Right. Well, no, and I appreciate you talking and keeping Leonard out there in front, and we do that every day as Haley ends the show, Free Leonard Peltier. So I appreciate you in that. So we have 6 days and some change here for voting. Have you made a plan, or have you voted yet?
Yes, we haven't we have a plan, but we haven't voted yet. still trying to hang on to that North Dakota residency. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, because we, we still, half of our family is in Fargo at this time for finishing out high school senior year, and then we're down here, the other half. But yeah, we'll be voting for sure. We also have a big tribal election in our respective west segment on Fort Berthold Indian Reservation in Mandaree, which we're allowed to vote for, which we're thankful for. But you just got to make it there in person to vote. So I know there's early voting here and also in Fargo, Cass County. So yeah, we definitely are trying to map out our plan of action for the day of election, because there's a close runoff in West Segment Mandaree too. So. Wow!
You got a lot going on. I have officially election fatigue now, I think, and I don't know how you did it all those years running for state legislator, but geez, I can't wait until this is over in a good way.
Yes, no, for sure. I definitely feel for the candidates, especially those in bright red states. I'm sorry not to be partisan, but I mean,
you can be.
Yeah, so I definitely feel for those. And it's kind of a crazy election. I mean, I think based off of the polls, it looks like it's going to be a close one, and so definitely a lot of stress, and it does trickle back to even funding, for nonprofits. So it's it'll be interesting to see how everything turns out, and definitely hope that Leonard will be free end of December as well. And so lots of hope, but gotta keep pushing and make sure that everybody does have a plan to vote and executes their plan to vote. You can't let up, and definitely got to keep pushing and encouraging your neighbors, your family to vote for sure.
Wow, that would be awesome if Leonard got up. It'd be like Mandela in South Africa. I just hope to see it. I hope to say it soon. And his health has not been the best the last few years, and we pray for him every day here on Native Roots Radio. Yes,
thank you for that. I think prayer is powerful, and we know that he deserves to be out and deserves to be free. And so we continue to keep him in our hearts and continue to push for action in getting him released, and so that he can be free.
Absolutely. Hey, we got like a minute and a half left in the segment. Does Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center have any programs or events, dates that you want to get the word out for?
Yes, in about 15 minutes, we'll be having our monthly community meeting. Sort of rearranged our schedule so that we couldn't or wouldn't conflict with other amazing programming happening in the community. So I believe we're now like the last Tuesday of every month. We're going to be having our community meetings. We didn't have one in September because we had our 40th anniversary celebration on the 16th. But our October community meeting at MIWRC will be held in the community room, and it'll start at 5:30 and it'll run till 7:30. So please stop by, share a meal, come hear some updates from the amazing community that we have at MIWRC with their amazing work they continue to do. And then also, please provide feedback, suggestions. We're here to serve the community and help strengthen the community and actually help add, years onto our relatives' life expectancy, because we know unfortunately, as American Indian peoples, we have short life expectancies. So we're trying to do all the things to help us, live longer, and that includes being good to one another and being good relatives. So, mods agadods, thank you.
Ruth, can you hold on for another quick segment?
Yes.
Excellent. Hey, we're here with Ruth Buffalo, and we're talking Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center and everything else. Our good friend Ruth Buffalo. We'll be right back after this short break, Haley.
Stay with us.
I heard sex trafficking happens a lot in Indian country. What is that?
Here are some of the real reasons why sex trafficking happens in Indian country. Unequal gender roles that were forced on us by colonization. Communities don't have enough resources. Silence around domestic and sexual violence. Lack of attention and justice for missing and murdered Indigenous people. There's a lot of behavior that keeps our communities out of balance. These are just a few true reasons why Native communities are targeted by traffickers. When these acts of violence happen in our communities, it opens us all up for exploitation.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Every day, our people suffer at the hand of domestic and sexual violence. But you are sacred and deserve to be safe in your own home. Strong Hearts Native Helpline is here to help. Native-centered, empowerment-based, trauma-informed advocates offer safety, sovereignty, and support. Call or text 844-7NATIVE. To chat online, visit www.strongheartshelpline.org. Reach out today.
Indigenous communities are on the front lines of air pollution. Pipelines, mines, and waste incinerators are often built near our homes, harming Mother Earth and our health. The result? Higher rates of asthma, diabetes, heart disease, and other serious health problems. In the Twin Cities, air pollution disproportionately affects Native and Black communities. Indigenous Minnesotans, especially in the metro, experience over twice the rate of asthma compared to white Minnesotans. This pollution affects our quality of life and the future of our children. In Minneapolis, our vote helped close the Smith Foundry and bituminous roadways. Let's continue using our vote to fight for climate justice. Make Voting a Tradition, or MVAT, empowers Native communities by increasing voter turnout and supporting conversations about critical issues like clean air, water, and health. By getting involved, we shape the policies that protect our families and environment. Find your nearest polling location at sos.state.mn.us. Let's make voting a tradition for future generations.
This is Leonard Peltier. I am in Coleman 1 U.S. Penitentiary, and I'm listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Strong Hearts Native Helpline. It's safe, confidential, and anonymous 24/7. You can call or text them at 1-844-7-NATIVE or chat online at strongheartshelpline.org.
Whoops, I was talking and I was muted, Haley, and I couldn't hear myself.
No, I couldn't hear you either.
Hey, we're with our friend Ruth Buffalo, CEO of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. And welcome back, Ruth. And I'm wondering, I always want to bring this up, is how can people learn more about MIWRC in Minneapolis?
Yes, thank you, Madzigidads. They can learn more about Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center by going to our website, which is miwrc.org, and there you can also get connected to our Instagram and also our LinkedIn and our Facebook page.
Awesome. Hey, so what are some of the resources MIWRC is offering to our most vulnerable relatives? I know we talk about that, but I want you to remind our listening audience.
Yes, we have the drop-in center that provides warm showers, a warm meal, and a place to rest and get connected to resources. That's offered daily. We also have a Section 8 housing manager on board that helps people who do have rentals to stay in their current rentals, and prevent being evicted. And so we also have, as you know, Nujamo She Heals, which is a sexual assault, domestic violence, anti-human trafficking program that helps and assists with Hennepin County and forensic exams, but also providing emotional support and getting connected to resources. We have traditional healing practitioner on board. We have a sweat lodge on site in the courtyard. We also have a traditional birthing program with birthing doulas, and then family services that helps strengthen the family unit and keep our families together through equal liaisons in the courts, also having parenting life skills classes and home visits and kinship care support workers as well. So lots of moving parts, also a learning center that helps provide education and training to the community. So just super thankful for such an amazing staff and team that continues to serve the community. We are looking to expand and bring some of our older programs and services back as well.
That's awesome, and just great work. And as you mentioned earlier, celebrating 40 years of really helping the community, and as you heard, so many ways. Big Pinigigi here, and I know by people that listen to the show online that say things, they just love it when you're on the show. So I appreciate you coming on and spreading this good medicine all around Turtle Island here.
Thank you, Madzagirads. Yeah, it's definitely been good to be here at MIWRC, and the staff are amazing. We are also gearing up for. But before I make that announcement, in case you haven't received that invite yet, I was going to say I always refer to our staff as Care Bears, because they have such huge hearts, and they do so much good work, selfless work, and they are just amazing people, and I'm super proud and thankful to be a part of their team. But we have an exciting announcement to make. We are inviting everyone to attend our housing grand opening, and that'll be November 20th at MIWRC from 10:30 till noon. And so hope that everybody can make it, and we just want to again celebrate the closing of the housing renovations for the top 2 floors of the MIWRC building, which are slated to open to the public July 2025. And
wow.
Wow,
that's exciting news. And I know I just wrote that down, and I'll be there for that. That's totally exciting. Ruth, I always want to ask you this, but we talked a little bit in the beginning of the show, but how do you transition with the cold weather coming here? We talked a little bit about mental health and you're doing a lot of things, walking and getting that basketball out again. What do you do to keep your mental health and transition into this colder season that's supposed to be coming soon?
Gosh, I love all of the different seasons, and I love being outdoors. And so a couple years ago or so, I started doing cross-country skiing, and I was like, that was fun and interesting. And so, yeah, I'm trying to, pick that back up, but just love being outdoors. That's really helps keep me grounded, and attending the president's apology the other day was pretty heavy. I just think of all of those who didn't live to hear that formal apology, because big or small, it still happened, and it hasn't happened until now, and it was within our lifetime. And I hope that it brings more healing, but of course action accompanied with that healing. Because I used to think like, man, I don't, so I felt super seen. I know that's probably not good English or grammar, but I felt seen. Because we'd always say amongst friends and family, like, our own country hasn't ever acknowledged this atrocity, and so for that to finally happen, timing, maybe there's never going to be perfect timing for that sort of thing to happen, but it happened, and it happened within our lifetime for us to witness and to, lift up those that weren't here physically on this earth to witness such a thing happen.
Wow, that's getting us all emotional here. Good words on that. And I just want to bring up, too, that cross-country skiing is really hard because
it is.
You ski uphill, too. I mean, it isn't like going downhill. You got to go uphill, too.
That's true. Yeah, and it requires, like, kind of like volleyball, too. I mean, it kind of uses, like, different muscles that you don't normally use, speaking as a former basketball player. But, I mean, it definitely is a workout, and you don't think it is that rigorous, but it actually is, even if it's flat, and then you got to kind of have a a way to, if you lose your balance, you kind of have to know how to fall.
I'd need help. I'd have to cross country ski
and then
now
getting
with a
back up,
walker. Right. I'd have to have a walker, I think, to cross country ski. Jeez, that's amazing. Well, Ruth, we got less than a minute here. Any last final words? Give a pitch and maybe an address, how people can support and know what's going on at Minnesota Indian Resource Center here.
Yes, stop by. We're hosting a congressional visit this Friday. Also, the fall market is this Friday in the community room. That will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And tonight at 5:30, we are hosting our community meeting to provide updates and receive feedback. We also are having a meal provided, and then tomorrow is our October domestic violence awareness event in partnership with Indian Health Board. Stop by tomorrow, 3:30 to 5:30. A meal will be provided. Get connected to community resources and receive a free T-shirt, long sleeve black T-shirt. We're excited, and Madzigadods, Robert and Haley, for giving us this time to share a few words.
Well, we love having you on, and take care. I know you got to jump into another meeting, so we'll let you go. Thank you so much, Ruth Buffalo.
Oh, she's awesome.
And did she? I think she said, "You're welcome." No. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That's awesome. I personally never knew that there was so much going on until we got Ruth on and talk about it. I mean, I've heard about the birthing over the years and different transitions of programs, but that's huge too. They had a big remodel on the 2 floors where they house our relatives that need housing and transition, and
Yeah, that place is huge too, and it's kind of like in a good way that you're hearing about all these great things, and they're coming back now. Like ever since Ruth got into the position with MIWRC back in March, and it really takes a lot to get all these programs up and going again, and restore the faith in your coworkers. And yeah, there's a lot of great work going on at Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, and especially the housing on the whole 2 floors. Yeah, that's huge for our unsheltered relatives, especially in our winter season.
Right, options. We need options, and that's what I believe Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center does for our community. So, if anyone, check it out. Check on their website if you like what you see. Throw a few shillings to them, and I'm sure it'll be very appreciative.
Yes, I know that all their donations get used right away and go out to community services. So, yeah, I just want to throw out, we got a minute left here, but their fall market will be this Friday, November 1st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at MIWRC in Minneapolis. And I heard that Leah is making her famous egg rolls again.
Oh, yeah.
So those go quick, so get there early.
The sacred native egg rolls.
Exactly. I think wild rice egg rolls?
Yeah.
I think have wild rice in them.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well,
check it out.
That is something definitely to check out. Well, we got another guest coming on here, and it's Rita Arndt. She's Program and Outreach Manager of Native American Initiatives at the Minnesota Historical Society. So we're going to grill her for a while. And then the last segment, I think we have a little fun segment with our friend from Vig Guitars.
Yeah, Rita and Angie Vig, they're cousins, so they're going to be on together. It'll be fun.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Hey, Native Roots Radio will be right back.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Historical Society, preserving and sharing Minnesota's heritage for the benefit of all Minnesotans.
Yes, they do. Hey, we have our friend who comes on every other week, and I want to just give a big shout out to Rita Arndt, who's a Program and Outreach Manager with Native American Initiatives at the Minnesota Historical Society. Welcome, Rita, as always. You have
I
to
think
unmute,
you're
Rita.
muted.
You? Okay. Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties. So good evening, Bonjour Robert, Bonjour Haley. Good to see both of you. And yes, Rita Walaszek Arndt, Indigenous Cause, Gawaba Baganaka Gandunjaba. My name is Rita Walaszek Arndt. I'm a citizen of the White Earth Nation of Ojibwe and of Polish descent. And I work at the Minnesota Historical Society in a department called Native American Initiatives.
Right on, and welcome. I a couple things that have passed through my way here through the producer, and again, it's exciting that we're going to be having a screening of the Bad River film documentary next Thursday, November. Is that November 8th? Next Thursday?
It's November 7th.
The 7th.
Yeah, it's going by fast. This month is cruised. Wow, tell us a little bit about that and what's going to happen at the Minnesota Historical Society on the 7th.
Sure. What I first really want to talk about is that every Thursday evening at the History Center in St. Paul, which is located at 345 West Kellogg Boulevard, is a free night at the museum. So we're trying to be accessible. So if you want to come and visit the exhibits and other things, please come on a Thursday night because that's when we're free. But next Thursday, November 7th, in addition to having the free Thursday, we're also providing a free screening of the Bad River documentary for anybody to come and see. We have a nice auditorium for people to visit. We'll have some light refreshments. So if that gets you there too, and then you could also have time to go visit the exhibits as well.
You know what, too, Rita, I got to say this. You have one of the coolest T-shirts. I mean, I have one, so I'm not begging for another one, but the T-shirts you guys give out are awesome.
Oh, yes. We really enjoy supporting the programs that Native American Initiatives put on. So one of our easy things to make are T-shirts. And so we have three. Well, we only have two right now for two of our programs, but we need another one for our Native American Artists in Residence program. And I'm pretty sure we can probably get one of our artists to design something for us.
Well, I would like to see a burning wagon. No, just kidding. Oh,
Okay.
No comment. Cool. That's my art is that I draw that. But so have you seen Bad River?
I have not. So I'm very excited to be able to watch it for the first time, hopefully amongst community, and then afterwards be able to have conversations about the film. Like, what does it bring up? Like, Bad River is in Wisconsin, but it is, one of our Ojibwe communities that is really close. And some of the struggles and fights they've been having is very similar to the struggles and fights that other nations in this region have been having. So I really look forward to talking with folks after watching the documentary. So I will be there to chat with you. So please come and so we can have those conversations together.
Well, and that's powerful. I know we've had the director on, and Haley and I watched a screener. I don't know if it was a day or two before, and we had the same feeling about how powerful the ending was. So it'll be great to have those kind of conversations because there's a lot to pack in there, and it was beautifully done, and really a lot of it was Native centered all the way, and it was really hearing those leaders and people that have boots on the ground. That's their land that they're talking about. It's not a pretend thing.
Yeah, I know that. I remember from what I remember from the film is that they not only talked about pipelines and things like that, but they also went through kind of like the whole historical movement, and they talked a lot about the American Indian movement, and really was just kind of like a broad overview, kind of like educational piece for people who may not know a lot about Natives. But yeah, it was really great. I know that this past weekend they actually took home the award for Best Documentary at the Environmental Media Awards, and they're up for Best Narration at the Critics' Choice Awards.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really great film. If you haven't seen it, I just am going to keep saying it.
Yeah.
You should see it because it's very eye-opening.
And again, with a group of people, it's powerful. It's powerful. I've seen these kinds of documentaries with people, and there's a lot of discussion afterwards, Rita.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're hoping to have a space for discussion and really thinking about one of the community members and who is also a former artist in resident, April Stone. One of her pieces is in our exhibits. So we can, that's just a really simple tie-in together. But also, we talk about sovereignty, we talk about treaty rights, we talk about water protecting and like all of these things in our exhibits. We talk about the American Indian movement in our home and reframing our stories. So I think it'll be a nice segue to watch the documentary and then go upstairs to kind of visit and be able to go through the exhibit and be like, make those connections and talk about how it impacts all Turtle Island.
Yeah, you said that it'll be free and Thursdays are free. What are your normal hours and what kind of ticket prices are there on those non-Thursdays?
Usually we are open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday, and I believe the tickets are $12, but I might be wrong. I know they've recently changed, so I might be misspeaking. And like we do often have a lot of free days, and I always just encourage folks to come to our free night because it is a nice, evening activity for people to do. Yeah.
And there's great parking there. It's not like it's in a place where you have to walk blocks and blocks to the parking. The parking's really awesome, and you get to see the downtown St. Paul skyline from there too.
Yeah, I think they built this building in 1992 with like photos in mind. I 100% believe it because on one side is the illuminated state capitol and on the other side is the illuminated St. Paul Cathedral. And so it's just, and then you can look at the skyline too, but there's a lot of really great photo opportunities and it's a lovely space to be in, especially among community.
Yeah, it is. That is correct. I got a quick question. What is a conservatory or conservatory day? I didn't say that.
On Friday is, I believe it's a national day, Ask a Conservator Day, and I think a lot of people don't know what a conservator is. So being from the museum field, a conservator, those are the folks who make sure that the historic objects, the paintings, the books, everything stay together and stay being able to be used for the future generations. So they're having a social media through our main channels at the Minnesota Historical Society so you can ask them any questions. Maybe you have a question about how to preserve a photo that you have. Maybe you have a question about how to fix something that your grandma owned and you want to make sure to keep it so it doesn't, get worse off. So I'm really excited. I work closely with the conservators. Yeah, they could. We have our former conservator, Sherilyn Ogden, wrote a book about caring for American Indian objects and really focused on not only the conservation care, but also the cultural care and mixed them together for Native objects. So it's just a really nice collaboration there.
I don't know if you saw this, but we're a radio show, so I have to explain this. I got an old head drum at a sale, and the skin is really old and it's peeling, so that would be a great thing to come and see how I can preserve this. And again, probably will never be able to play on it, but just to hang it on the wall so for future generations, because this puppy is old.
Yeah. So if you have a question, they'll be doing that, I believe, in the afternoon, a couple hours on Friday, November 1st. And I'm really excited about that.
That is exciting. Haley, we're just blessed to hear all this information. We just had Ruth Buffalo on, and Rita, you have it going on there. How can people out there, besides listening to Native Roots Radio, follow what you do, but also what the Minnesota Historical Society is there a Facebook, YouTube channel, or social media?
So I was like, we have a lot of things. So the Minnesota Historical Society has a lot of moving parts, and so we like to have our own social media based on the work that we're doing. So our department, Native American Initiatives, does have its own social media. And you can look for it. It's Native American Initiatives at MNHS on Facebook and Instagram. And we also have a really great Native American Artists in Residence page. And that is where we really like to share collections details in very detailed form. So people love that. Like I've built up a huge following there because I've gotten a lot of macro shots of beadwork and cool work. And that, so if you look up Native American Artist in Residence on Facebook and Instagram, you'll be able to follow us there. And then meanwhile, we show cool stuff about the collections, our programming, but we also share events in the community and other things like that. So I think it's a great way for us to connect community, because I feel like, the Native folks, Facebook is where you need to meet Native folks at. So, and to reach them at. So that's where we like to have those pages.
That's awesome. And I know for years, because I love history, I would go on the website and look up collections and pictures and family, and it's an amazing, and that was, a long time ago that the Minnesota Historical Society had that availability to find, and you're still adding stuff to it. I know there's still stuff being added to it, but it's an amazing, and again, I'm saying that because I love history.
Yeah, and I think like our social media is a nice way to access those collections, because you can search them, but sometimes it can get overwhelming, and the search thing is never, like if you put Dakota in, guess what? You're going to get Dakota County and North Dakota and South Dakota. So you have to really know how to do those searches, but through our social media, we really like to focus on them and to really link them so people can get familiar with what we have to offer.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to have a relative of yours join us. So that'll be fun. And maybe, Rita, you can, with all the experience you've had being on Native Roots Radio, maybe you can take the show over and talk about that 10-year anniversary that's coming up.
I would love to.
Right on. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and we'll be right back. We're with Rita Arndt, Program and Outreach Manager with Native American Initiatives at the Minnesota Historical Society. We'll be right back.
This November, we have a clear choice for who's truly fighting for our Indigenous communities in Minnesota. Democrats created the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Task Force, made college tuition free for Native scholars, and legally affirmed our Native sovereignty. By signing co-stewardship agreements to manage federal lands, we return the lands of the Upper Sioux State Park to the Upper Sioux tribe and over 11,000 acres back to the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwa. This November, vote for the party that stands with our community. Vote Democrat. Paid for by the Minnesota Democrat Farmer Labor Party.
For everything you need to know about voting in Minnesota, visit the Secretary of State's website at mnvotes.org. Find out where to vote, check registration status, and view sample ballots. Again, for all your voting information, go to mnvotes.org.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
The Minneapolis Institute of Art is featuring the art and legacy of Jody Falwell, a groundbreaking potter from Cabo Owinga, New Mexico. Over the past 50 years, Falwell has revolutionized Pueblo pottery and native art by weaving in personal, political, and social stories into her pieces. Her exhibition titled Opawa Omung shows the incredible range of her work and the impact she's had on both native and contemporary American art. You can check it out at MIA through January. For more info, visit artsmia.org.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Right on, Angie. Hey, big news, Rita. Your cousin here has got a big celebration. Do you want to take the show over here and quiz her?
Sure, I sure will.
Right
hello, everybody. My cousin is here crashing my segment of Native Roots Radio, which is fine. I'm super supportive, and I'm like super proud of my cousin, Angela Vig. Her and her husband, Ted, opened their guitar shop 10 years ago. So I was just a wee child when that was open. So,
Hey,
but
me too.
it was just a child. But this weekend is the celebration, and I am excited because Travis wants to go, my husband wants to go, so we will hopefully be there and celebrating with you guys. So yeah, Ange, take it away.
Hey, thank you for letting me come on and interrupt your information about your thing. Hi y'all. How have you been?
Really
Hey,
good,
Angie.
Angie. Really good. You got tell people when, and where, and how about your celebration of 10 years, which is huge.
Oh, it's just, we can't even believe it. It feels like 5. So the Caboose in Minneapolis, they got new owners. So they're trying to, bring some great things there, and they've been having some great concerts, and they're allowing us to have our 10-year anniversary celebration there this Sunday from 2 to 6. And we're so excited. It's free admission, 18 and up, but we are asking that people bring socks and mittens and gloves and hats and scarves and hand warmers so that we can donate and pass out to the unsheltered in time for winter. And then the Trickster Tacos is going to be the food truck there. And then my band, the Dirty Half Dozen, is going to be playing. Corey Medina is going to be playing.
Yeah.
And a bunch of local musicians, and we can't wait. It's just going to be a really great day. We're going to be doing some raffles, giving away some instruments, gift certificates, pickups, hats and shirts.
Ooh,
Ooh.
those.
Ooh.
And the nonprofit we chose is Natives. That's Sean Sherman launched that for the Indigenous Food Lab. And
I think so.
Yeah, so we'll be donating to that. And even for non-musicians, I have some blankets and wild rice to give away in the raffles. Freshly harvested white earth wild rice, so the Manoomin.
Nice.
Good stuff.
I know. Yeah, we're so excited, and I hope, man, you guys should come out. It's going to be a great event, and yeah.
Well, you bribed me after the T-shirt. We'll definitely be there. I love the T-shirts.
Hey, Angie, you guys also won another Minnesota Best Award, didn't you guys?
Oh my gosh, yeah, the Star Tribunes. This is their 4th Best of Minnesota. The category was shopping, and we won gold for the best music instrument store. So now we've won 2 silvers and 2 golds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty cool.
That's huge. Wow, congratulations.
Thank
Rita,
you.
I can see why you're so proud of your cousin there.
Yeah, she's doing. I think it's neat. It's thinking about Native-owned businesses. There's not a lot around the area, so it's nice to really think about that, and like also to different ways, because I feel like there's a lot of chefs and people who sell beaded related stuff. But you know what? Let's own all the businesses and get all the support from those places. So yeah, it's really fun to visit the shop too if you haven't visited. I was like, I drive by it almost every day, so I should stop by more often to say hello. But I like seeing Ange, and I like, more importantly, I'm visiting with Ted and being able to talk about all the things.
That's so great. I'm so proud of you too, really.
Gives me time to work on my 2 chords that I know that I can play. America, Horse with No Name.
Nice.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all he needs, 2 chords.
Maybe we'll toss you the cowbell on Sunday, and then you can.
Yeah, there you go. I'll bring my trumpet, and we can all jam.
Or plug our ears. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I would have to practice a little. It's been a couple of years.
I'm like, are you sure
Tell
you
us-
want to even come to this event because you'll get picked on by both of us?
Yeah.
Great.
So, Angie, give the address of your store too. I don't know if we've done that. We give your address and your hours because again, it's great. Like Rita said, it's awesome to promote Native businesses out there, and you guys are doing it. And obviously, Mainstream is even giving you awards.
Yeah. So we are in St. Paul in the Midway area, 595 Snelling Avenue North, and we are at the cross street is Thomas Avenue. We're open 11 to 6 Monday through Thursday, Friday 11 to 5, and Saturday 11 to 3. But we're going to be closed next Monday, giving all the staff the day off.
Nice. Y'all can recover. Y'all can recover from the caboose.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be really stiff. It's gonna be.
That's one way to put it. I used to go to the caboose as a young person back in the day when I really shook a leg and listened to all those great live bands. So that's great that there's new owners and they're revving it up again.
Yeah, that whole area and the Whiskey Junction and they cleaned up the parking lot and like they're just transforming it. It's gonna be great. And we're really excited and just honored that they're excited for us to be there too.
Haley, can you give the times and the days one more time for everyone listening?
That was going to be my next question. Angie, would you mind? Is this Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Oh, I'm sorry. Sunday, November 3rd from 2 to 6. And I think it's 917 Cedar Avenue. Some people don't know. I've never been there. But
just Google's the caboose.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. In Minneapolis.
Oh, yeah.
In Minneapolis, or as they say, Musicapolis.
Oh.
How have I not heard of that before?
Wow.
Yeah. It's a growing movement. It's a growing hashtag on social medias.
Oh, that's
it's
good
so
to know.
true.
So, Rita, we got a couple more minutes. What I'd like you to do before we let Angie go is just let everybody know about what's going on at the Minnesota Historical Society again. Give the dates for the Bad River and talk a little bit about Thursdays.
Sure. Every Thursdays at the History Center in St. Paul, which is on Kellogg Boulevard, right off of Highway 94, is a free night. So admission to the museum is free. And so that's a great place to go. There's a lot of new exhibits, including 2 Native exhibits to learn more about the Indigenous history and culture of Minnesota and beyond. But next Thursday, November 7th, we are doing a free screening in addition to the free Thursday night of the Bad River documentary. And afterwards, we hope to host community and really have discussions about the film and what it brought up for us, what we want to think about, and all of those other things. So please come next Thursday and I'll be there, have a chat with us, and tell me how you feel about, the documentary or other things.
Right on. Thank you so much, Rita Arndt. And Angie, just give one more quick shout out to the caboose on Sunday, the hours.
The caboose this Sunday from 2 to 6, 18 and up, free admission. Just come out and have a good time. We're going to be having so much music and prizes and just food, and it's going to be great.
Right on. Well, thank you both for coming on. And geez, I wish I was Ojibwe sometimes. I wish I was Ojibwe, Rita.
Part of our family, yeah, Aspen Walls.
Right on. Hey, woo. All right. Hey, you're listening to Native Roots Radio. We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
And free at Leonard Peltier. Now.